Between somewhere and nowhere, off an exit of a dead-end highway, there's a small town that you've never heard of. In that town, there's a Walmart, and that's where I work. I got the job here when I turned 16, and I remember just how easy it was to get. The interview was basic enough. A few simple questions like, "Tell me about yourself," and "How would you handle angry customers," etc. After reading about half the questions from a dusty old binder, eventually the old man closed it and asked me two more questions. The first one was simple. "When can you start?" And the second one, I thought, was slightly more interesting. "What are your thoughts on the paranormal?" This dumbfounded me, and I had no response to this. I was signing up for Walmart, not Ghostbusters. I ignored the odd question, chalking it up to him being almost 80, or him just trying to make basic conversation. I simply responded, I don't know." After that, I will always remember the look on his face. Pure and absolute warning, like big flashing neon signs telling me to get the hell out, that I don't know what I'm getting into, and to leave before I go off the deep end. He looked at me with all the humor gone, all the happiness drained from his wrinkled smile, and he simply responded, "You will." The air went cold just for a few seconds. An icy drill felt like it was burrowing into my soul. He finally said with all the enthusiasm back in his voice, "All right, you can start training tomorrow at 7 a.m. And welcome to the team." And that was 2 years ago. Since then, things that I once deemed impossible, or at the very least implausible, have come and gone like they were never there to begin with. Most of these things are spooky, but not uncommon. The obvious strange noises, the old guy who wanders around during the night shift, and, well, the bathroom. The strangest thing here, however, is most likely the lost and found. New guys, or runners as we call them, aren't allowed to go to the back room where the lost and found is for at least 2 weeks. And for my first 2 weeks, I spent my time fascinated by the thing, hearing all the fabulous stories about what it was. So, even when I felt like running, or the fear became too much, I had to stay. I had to see it. On my second week of being there, my coworker, Russell, came up to me with a massive grin stretched across his face. "Today's the big day, huh?" he yelled in enthusiasm. "Here you go." And he dropped a dirty bronze-colored key into my hand. The key was old, and the once shiny color had muted and dulled to a simple dirty bronze. The points on the key slightly rolled down to the sides, revealing a shiny silver color, and the key was stamped with "Master Lock" on the circular bit. Russell led me off to a door in the corner of the store behind the counter for customer service, which was dusty and old. The light flickered on and off, obviously in need of replacement. He opened up a musty, rotted wooden door, and inside was a well-lit, closet-sized room. The paint on the walls peeled away from the plasterboard, and dust lined the once shiny white tiles on the floor. Sitting in the middle of the room was a red box. The box was in terrible condition, as wood splintered out of it and the red paint peeled away from the rotten, green-tinged wood. Worn, blue plastic letters donned the wood, held on by flimsy, rusted nails. The letters read, "Lost and Found." The box lid was locked to its body by an old, rusty master lock. "Here it is, the Lost and Found." Yep. It's hard to believe. You know, the box was here when John's Hardware was still up and running. He continued to ramble on about it for several more painstakingly annoying seconds. I slid the key into the lock, anticipation shooting down my body. As a smile grew on my face, I threw the lid open to find 3/4, a bouncy ball, and a bottle cap. "Good haul today," Russell remarked. "Are you fucking kidding me?" I yelled. "Is this some kind of joke? Where's the so-called magic properties? Where's the wallets, the everything?" I turned to him now, my back to the box. "Calm down, that stuff hardly ever shows up," he replied. "This is bullshit," I argued. "Everything else you've seen. And this is bull..." Halfway through his remark, there was a clinking noise. I turned around to see, and the box had gotten more full. Instead of 3/4, there was now at least $3 in loose change, and a butterfly knife. "See?" he said. And after that, I was allowed to go in there as much as I wanted. I was allowed to take from it, or leave it, or throw things out. Now, most people have no idea why it works, or why it does what it does. But I have a theory. The thing is, it's not just the lost and found of the store, but it's the lost and found of the world. You know when you lose something and you spend forever looking for it, scrounging the floor for a minute to find it, but it's just gone? Well, my theory is that it ends up here, in this shitty Walmart between somewhere and nowhere. Normally, the things that show up are simple: pencils, erasers, loose change. The reason I'm writing this today is because I found the freakiest thing I've ever found in there. I started my normal routine of grabbing the key from the staff room and heading to the box. However, when I opened the lid of the lost and found, sitting inside a pool of dried blood, which practically blended into the box itself, was a finger, sawed off at the knuckle. I don't know what to do with this thing. I put it into my lunch bag where my sandwich was, which I don't really feel like eating now, and I put it into the fridge. I'm writing to you guys to see if you know what to do. And I suppose if you guys like this, I could share more of my stories or document my time here. If you ever find yourself in a town between somewhere and nowhere, see if they have a Walmart. You never know what you might find.